Hi, everybody. Kate here again from the COVID closet. This is part three of a three-part series on what to do when you're in quarantine. It's based off of an article that I wrote called Some Essential Truths for Non-Essentials. And first, we talked about improving our skills, thinking about what we could be learning in order to make sure that we're competitive when we go back into the market. The second one, we were talking about what we want to be doing when we actually do get back out there. Some jobs are not going to be there when we get back. So, what are we going to do to make sure that we put our best foot forward? And then this one is all about how much do we need to get paid. Um, People don't like talking about money. They feel like it's beneath them or it's gauche or it's not very proper to talk about. But money makes the world go round. It's not that it's the only thing, but it is something we need if we want to survive. Some of us have found it pretty tight when it comes to losing your salary unexpectedly. Unemployment is not your full salary. And some people, though, even before COVID was happening, noticed that this was going on. Perhaps you were hired to work 40 hours a week, but if you're an hourly person, your hours are not stable necessarily, and you find yourself not being able to count on how much you're going to get paid. So I have built something for you. I'm going to share it with you right now. But this is something that you're going to want to get a pen and a paper with and write this down, see how it works for you. This is something I did a long time ago in my own personal life, and it really helped me. I found that I was actually making decent money. I was making pretty good money working in New York City. I was a waiter. I was a waiter in a upper scale hotel and a restaurant, and I made plenty of money. But still, towards the end of every month, it seemed like I was running out of cash. Part of that is because servers are paid in cash. So if you're paid in cash, what you discover, of course, is you can go out all the time. You've always got tons of greenbacks, that's American money. And you go out, especially if you're young and fun. This is when I was young and fun. And you spend more than you actually should be. So I built this and I hope it'll help you. And if you like this, if this is something of use to you, email me or just send a reply and ask for it, and I will send you this worksheet. So the worksheet is called Expense and Earnings Worksheet. It looks something like this. And if you change the numbers here, it will change your totals and tell you what you need to be earning. A lot of people are going to say, well, that's ridiculous. I want to earn millions of dollars. You could earn millions of dollars if you have a job that nobody else has, if you think of a product nobody else has thought of, if you are a Kardashian. You could have millions of dollars, but there is a base salary that you need, and everybody's is different. So let me just tell you what you're writing down. So first thing you need to do on this list, and I'm going to try to post it for you on the side, uh, you need to know your expenses. So we start off with your living expenses. You need a roof over your head. So that would be your rent or your mortgage. So you write down rent or mortgage, and then right next to it, you're going to write down how much your rent or mortgage is. Okay, now you also need to eat, or eventually I hear you'll die. So you have to eat. What do you need every single week for groceries? And when I say groceries, I'm also talking about toiletries, soap, shampoo, things that make you human. So first we've got our rent and our mortgage, then we've got our groceries and toiletries and expenses that way. Next is utilities. And a lot of people forget actually when it comes to utilities. Please don't forget you have a phone, you've got a smartphone, that's expensive. If you have a cable, it's expensive. If you have Wi Fi, you know it. So, all of the things that you need every single month, all those bills, that goes under utilities. After utilities, this one's always really tricky, especially unfortunately for women, is clothing. So clothing is how much you spend on clothes. Duh. It's also how much you would spend on laundry, dry cleaning, all the Sex in the City program, like a long time ago, Sex in the City was a thing. And people my age and a little younger used to watch it. And these ladies wore amazing outfits, but the outfits were all like $3,000 back then. And Manolo Blahniks now sell for like $2,000 a pair. So nobody is going around with a whole closet full of Manolo Blahniks. It's not a thing. That was a fantasy, but a lot of people my age or a little younger saw it and said, I want a closet full of beautiful shoes. That's not happening. So again, if you want a closet full of beautiful designer shoes, work as a shoe designer or work as a supermodel if you're extraordinarily tall and thin. Otherwise, buy a great pair of shoes, but you need to know what you can afford. So actually, on that one, I put a really low number. For my Jane Doe person I've got here, I put in just $100. Now you're going to think that's crazy. Some months you'll spend more, some months you'll spend less. If you have old credit card receipts, take a look and see what you're spending now. The next one, it's not going to be for everybody, but especially in the United States, I see this a lot, which is student loans. Do you have student loans? How much is it a month? So write that down. That's got to go into your equation. If you don't have student loans, consider yourself extraordinarily lucky. But good, we have other things to do with that money, don't we? The next one that I wrote down was going out. So again, I'm a middle-aged lady with two grown boys. I don't go out that much, but some people do. Back in the day, I went out a lot. You want to make sure that you have money set aside to go out. That's fun money for you. Set it aside. Don't just go out and think after 2, 3 cocktails you're going to be spending wisely because I can tell you that's not going to happen. Lastly, on this is car or subway or transportation of some kind to and from work. How much are you spending per month? So again, it's going to look something like this. So we've got our rent or our mortgage, we've got our groceries, we've got utilities, we have over here our clothing, student loans if you've got it, we've got going out money, and we've got our transportation money. See? Now you can total up how much that is so far. That's basically what you need to be earning every single month. So in my example, I said that a person was paying $1,200 in rent. That would be probably someone's share of rent. If you're in New York City, you're like, where is it $1,200? But in New York City, your salary base is usually higher. Some parts of the world, $1,200 a month would seem huge. But you put in the number that's right for you. I'm estimating in groceries at about $100 a week. Again, maybe you do more or less than that. You get to put your own number in there. But with everything I've said, I've also put in a student loans of $700 a month. That's about the average in my country, in the US, people are paying. So you put in your amounts and then add it up. And whatever total you have so far, in my example, I have $3,100. That's what you need to be earning. But wait, there's more. So there's one other thing that I didn't put in here that some of you are going to want to start doing now once you're reemployed back into the workforce after this quarantine is over, and that is savings. In the United States, the vast majority of the population in the US, a rich country, has less than $400 in savings. That is not enough. The goal, what you're supposed to have in savings for emergencies and things like this, is 6 months worth of expenses. Now, nobody's going to be able to save 6 months worth of expenses in 1 year, but you could save 1 month. So I did Again, this one, the calculation for you. If you put in the numbers, your numbers here, this will automatically calculate for you how much you'd need to save. So in my example, where a single person is spending $3,100 per month on their expenses, 1/12 of that, so saving 1/12 of each month would be $258 a month saving. If that sounds impossible to you, you look over here and see what you can cut. By the way, that's exactly what I did. By the way, I had a massive loan to pay off when I finished school, and what I did was for 2 years, I had two jobs. I was night manager at one hotel, and I was assistant director of HR at a different hotel. I went from one job to the other, and I slept about 5 hours. I did it for 2 years till I paid off my loan. This is not easy. This is not easy. And by the way, if you are saying to yourself, why can't I get ahead? I hear this from people all the time. And you know what? Because it's really hard. I understand why you can't get ahead. You've got to write this stuff down. It sounds so scary. It absolutely is scary. But knowing it is better than not knowing it. So you write all of this down. When you add that together, the total amount that this person needs to take home is 3,358 US dollars per month. Think about what you take home. Look at your old pay stubs, see what you take home on average per month. Then, if you wanted to know what your salary would be, your annual take home salary for that is $40,000 per year. And with a 30% taxes taken out, you would need a job that pays $52,000 a year just to be able to afford those simple basics. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because lots of people are saying, oh, I think it's great. The gig economy is so fantastic. The gig economy is actually making it a little bit more difficult because if you, let's say, drive an Uber, nothing wrong with driving an Uber. If that's a part-time job for you to help make ends meet, fine. But before you do it, make sure how much is the extra maintenance on your car going to be? Is it going to be enough to offset how much it costs you to work that part-time job? Are you going to have to take a taxi or an Uber home from your part-time job every day? Are you making enough money that it's worth it to you? So this is a pretty simple worksheet, but it's something that most people don't do. When you start doing it, you start to realize what you need to earn, or you start to realize what you need to cut. And again, if you want to make more money, go back to my video 2 and think about what job do you want to have that will earn what you need. So I hope that these 3 helped. If you have any questions for me, let me know. And if you say you would like the worksheet, just respond to this video that you would like this worksheet and I will send it to you for free. I'll just send you the link. I'll post the link on the bottom of this page actually. So then you'll have it. Okay? And if you try it, tell me what you find because I find that I learn as much from watching other people do this as maybe they do from listening to me. So please tell me how this works out for you. I wish you a really great day. Don't be scared, be smart. So just learn what you can and cannot afford. And I'll tell you right now, once you know, you walk in armed with information and you're able to make a better plan for yourself. Be well, take care. My next video is going to be aimed towards the CEOs and the people who are actually hiring at this point. So be on the lookout for that. You might find that interesting. I wish you all the best, and I hope that you're doing well. Thank you. Take care.